You know, people think it's a joke to play games with people, and they end up having a hard time. In the end, because their mind is so convoluted. When the scorner steps out of what's real into fake reality, the universe surrounds them with their own kind. And they always have trouble. Birds of a feather flock together, right? And I watched it my whole life. And they think they're getting by. And then all of a sudden, it's kind of like they're building up their karma, if you want to use that word. And then all of a sudden, it's like, wham! It's like the bottom drops out. Because they've played the game so long, and they've really tried to manipulate for so long that eventually the bottom drops out. I've seen it. And you don't see, you might not see it on the outside, but if you talk to somebody deep enough, you'll see it's on the inside. They're living in some kind of, they're always living in fear and worry and doubt and stress and all that. And the only way they avoid that is substance abuse. And so then the substance abuse causes them to have health problems, and then it compounds. And it compounds. I've had renters. I had this one renter. He was drinking so much, his skin turned. I said, man, you better go to the hospital. So eventually, he said, hey, I'm going next week. He got to the hospital, and they did some kind of treatment on him. He said, here's the rent. I'll be back 2 weeks. And 2 weeks later, he got out. He started drinking again. One of his friends came, picked him up, and moved out. And I don't know if he's dead or not. He's probably dead. Probably dead as a doornail. And some of these people you don't talk to anymore. You think, well, as crazy as they act, they might be dead. You go no contact with people, and you eventually, well, you try to check, see if they're still alive, and you don't hear nothing. So you figure, well, they're either dead or they're in the hospital or something. It always catches up with people. It really does. I haven't seen anybody who is a liar or scorner or narcissist or Jezebel get by. They might get by for a while, but it always backfires eventually. The thief, the liar, the con artist. Think about their mind. They're so good at lying and coming up with excuses. They've trained their mind to think like that. So they can only attract the ignorant. And so if they attract the ignorant and the thieves and the con artists, nobody within a logical mind is going to put up with them. So the kind that they attract, the kind of people that pull into their life, because most people ain't going to put up with it. They ain't going to put up with a bunch of junk. So the kinds that they pull into their world make their world worse. So it's like a snowball effect. They're bad. Birds of a feather flock together. They bring somebody in bad, and it's a snowball effect, and it gets worse and worse and worse. And it accumulates and it's like, come on, when are you gonna wake up?